Alright, welcome everybody to another episode of Heroes of the Storm A to Z. My name is Conman, and today we are checking out Murky. He is super fun. Let's talk about Murky. So Murky, when he came into the game, he was one of the earliest heroes that were in the game. He's, as far as I can remember anyway, I don't know if he was an original one, but he's been there damn near forever. He was super fun. He's very, he's had a lot of push. He was very annoying to play against, and then as newer heroes were introduced that had a lot of burst damage, that could, kind of kill him in one shot and do stuff like Chromie could essentially explode him, Greymane could tear him a new one. Li Ming not only would kill him, but then get, reset stacks, reset off of it. Murky kind of went down the totem pole in terms of power level fairly recently, so it's 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, I guess, at the time of this recording. Murky got reworked. They redid a lot of his talents and changed some stuff around. For maybe 2 weeks, he was actually really overpowered, and then they have since kind of toned him down a bit since then. So he's back to an okay place. He's still kind of a niche hero. He has his place in games if you play him correctly. He can be very annoying to play against. Excuse me, but he's not the powerhouse he was right after the original rework. He's going to work well. Murky's going to work well on, probably 3-lane maps, because he's going to want to push stuff. He's going to want to bribe things. He's going to do pretty nicely in Hanamura just because of the bribe. Any map that's got a lot of little hidey hole points that he can pop his egg down. Here's his egg, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Any map that's got a lot of little hidey hole things, a lot of vents, a lot of places that you can put your egg and kind of be hidden and come back from. That's kind of where he shines. 3-lane maps tend to be better. And that's not not a hard and fast rule, but they tend to be better just because that gives Murky room to kind of spread out and do his thing. So let's talk about his trait and that egg and what is this thing that's sitting right here. So what makes Murky interesting is you can see his health. I mean, he's got 1600 health at level 20. I mean, that's nothing. He will get exploded very easily. But the advantage for Murky is two things. One, when Murky gets killed, it only counts as a quarter of a death. I believe it's a quarter of a death. Yeah, see right there in the tooltip. So Murky only dies 25% of the experience is given, and he's only got an 8-second respawn timer as long as he has this egg up. So I'm gonna go play these mercenaries here, and I'm just gonna let them beat me up. Shouldn't take too long. Hello friends, give me a group hug. Okay, so I get killed. You see I've got this crazy UI going on. Here's my death timer. Here's a level 20, 8 seconds, and I'm going to respawn right here. Boom. Already mounted, ready to go. So you're not going to want to do what I have here and have my egg kind of out in the middle of the open. You're going to want to keep this in vents. You're going to want to put this like in corners and hide from places. The reason being, let's go and place an egg out here in the open. All right. I think these minions will come over here and blow this up. There we go. Okay. So, when your egg gets killed, you see you've got this exclamation point here above your head, and you got this UI element over here. When your egg gets killed, a couple things happen. One, you are revealed no matter where you are on the map, so all the enemies can see you. So right now I was revealed. Anyone could have come and found me and picked me off. Two, as long as your egg is down, even though I'm no longer revealed, my egg is still not placed back anymore. So if I were to get killed, I would get a full respawn timer, the full, 60 seconds or whatever it may be, depending on your level. So you're going to want to make sure that your egg is in a safe place. And if it does get killed, it takes about 15 seconds for this to be able to respawn again. So if this does get killed, you're going to want to, kind of be in a place where you can back off a little bit. Just play slightly passively before you can place your egg down again. Now, you can put this wherever you want. I mean, you can put this in the Hall of Storms if you so desire. That way, you'll never have to worry about it. But one of the advantages of putting the egg somewhere is that when you do get killed, in addition to respawning within, those 8 seconds, you can potentially spawn, much closer to the map objectives and, further up the lanes than you would if having to make the trip all the way from the base. So that's kind of Murky, in that short nutshell. Really, just want to be you're gonna want to be annoying. You're gonna want to be use that to your advantage. You're not going to want to intentionally die, but you also don't want to be scared of dying just because of his trait. So I like the rework they did with him. He's got a lot of interesting talents that he can pick. We'll talk about it in just a second. Let's cover the other abilities first, and then we'll kind of glance through the ults and the talents real fast. So first off, his Q, Slime, 4-second cooldown, looks something like this. I don't even know what that is. He kind of just like, it's like he poops. I don't even know. It always makes me laugh. So it slows the enemy if you hit them. It deals a chunk of damage. You slime the enemy for 6 seconds. It slows them for 20%. And you do bonus damage by default against people who are already slimed. I don't know if you caught that. Somebody in a motorcycle just drove by super loud and set up all the alarms. Yeah. So anyway, 4-second cooldown. The slime lasts for 6 seconds, so you could potentially keep this up. You could potentially be able to slime somebody in the time that the cooldown is still up. And this is an AoE, so I mean, anyone in the vicinity is going to get hit. Very, small area, but it will still hit them. So this is going to be, just a way to harass people. If you can get on somebody, if you can get people who are already slimed, you could potentially do a lot of damage with the bonus. His W is Pufferfish. Pufferfish is going to look something like this. It's going to wait a few seconds. Actually, I should probably place it on the hero. Oh, I did hit it. It's gonna go for about 3 seconds, and then it's going to explode. It does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage. So you can see, like right here, this is level 20. It does almost 1,000 damage straight away without any talents or anything like that. 935 is no small number. It does 50% damage to structures. Now here's the thing. This is something that was changed in the rework. This is now targetable by structures. Structures can hit this. Minions can hit this. It's got 730 health. Not a lot of health, but if it can be destroyed. So I mean, it can be hit with abilities. It can be hit with just residual AoE fire. Structures will take care of it. Like, let's go. I'm gonna go place a pufferfish over here. You see there, the puffer. Yeah, that's gonna. The towers are probably going to kill it. Oh, so they didn't in that case. But most often than not, the towers are going to kill that, especially in the early levels. Before that has a chance to go off. In the old Murky, in the pre-rework, the towers weren't able to fire that, so you can kind of just place that down and go run away. You're not going to be able to do that anymore unless you have minions in the area. So it does a lot of damage. You're going to have a hard time hitting heroes with this by default, but if they get a root or something, you can throw something like this down. You can, slow them down with your slime and really follow up for a lot of damage. So Murky can do a surprising amount of damage. He is classified as a specialist, but he can be scary in the damage department, very unexpected. Long cooldown on this, so you're going to want to make sure that you use this when it's not going to get destroyed. You're going to try to want to get the maximum value out of your pufferfish. All right. His next ability, and it's kind of his oh shit button, if you will, is his safety bubble. 14-second cooldown. You become invulnerable for 2 seconds. You can't attack or use abilities, but you can move. And yep, I lagged out there for a second. There we go. So let's just say I'm over here taking some fire. I'm going to refresh the forts. Okay, taking fire. Safety bubble. There we go. Go like this. You can't be targeted. You can't be hit. Obviously, you can move around as you see there. So this is going to allow you to harass people better, allow you to get in and out of sticky situations. Something to keep in mind. Like, look at that mana regen. Or look at that health regen, excuse me. He doesn't have a lot of health, so he's going to regen his health by default very, very quickly. Like, I'm gonna go play with these Mrgglls again. I'm gonna safety bubble out of there right before they kill me. There we go. Now I don't have any talents on this. I mean, just standing around, he will regen very quickly. Like, Murky is not one that you're gonna want to have. You're not gonna necessarily need a support to back him up. Like a regen globe will pretty much take him to full. So it doesn't take a whole lot to get Murky back up into fighting shape. And you can talent this to make it even better, actually. So that's that. Let's look at his ults quickly.
Choose a talent.
First off, you've got March of the Murlocs. This is a pretty wide range shot, as you see right here. Gonna look something like this. You got lots of little baby Murlocs that come straight ahead. They're gonna, kind of jump in on anything that they run into. They do damage for each one, and I think the big one is that they slow the target for 15% for 5 seconds. So anything caught in this is gonna be slowed, which can be annoying as hell. Plus, it's gonna do a bunch of damage. we'll show that again just one more time. You know, imagine if this was a hero who was caught in the middle of this. I mean, it's going to add up because they're going to be slow trying to get out of it. It's going to be a pain in the butt. This is something you're going to want to cast, you know, kind of like behind the team. Like the front line comes in here, you're going to run in and you're going to cast this out and kind of contribute. The interesting thing about this, and I'm just going to pick some abilities here. I'm going to show you a level 20 upgrade, is never-ending Murlocs. You can essentially just hold this down and just stay there, and you can cast it indefinitely. So if you've got a team that can like hold the front line, you can just stand there forever and do whatever you need to do to the heroes. What I've seen pretty effectively in games, if there's like a team wipe almost, or if there's like a very strong front line that can't get past you, you just kind of stand here like this. It does crazy damage to the hero in front. You see it's going to do a bunch of damage. It's going to very slowly, but it'll still do. It'll pick off all of these buildings, and someone will have to go in and you know, and take out Murky in order to stop the effect. Arthas is actually going to get killed because of that. There he goes. So this can be canceled eventually, or you can just get killed. You know, either or. So that's a pretty fun one. That was given a pretty solid boost in the rework here. Let's reset, and we'll show them the other one. We've got Octograb. Octograb summons an octopus to stun the target for 3 seconds, and it hits them for literally 1 damage per second. It's an okay range. It looks something like this. You do become unstoppable. So as you can see, you don't do any damage. It's only a 50-second cooldown. By default, you don't do any damage. What it's going to do, it's going to obviously stop, you know, the target in question. It's going to kind of act like a stun. I mean, you can interrupt people like this because you do become unstoppable. You can be killed. You can be killed and knock them out of this. I mean, what a good Murky trick is to do is to kind of throw down a pufferfish and then like immediately hit them with the Octograb. That's going to keep them within the range of the pufferfish before it explodes. You know, you can have your team can follow. 3 seconds is a long time, so your team, if they're, you know, hopefully on their game and you land it well, will be able to follow up and kind of pick off that hero. The damage is obviously inconsequential without, you know, dropping a slime or a pufferfish first. At level 20, this is going to increase. I like the name of it. And a shark too increases the damage by a lot of percent. I don't even know if that's a real number, but it's going to look something like this. That now you do actual damage. It's not much, as you see here. I mean, at level 21, that's about 900, almost 1,000 damage there, something like that. Was it 320, 338? So just under 1,000 damage you're going to get at level 20. I don't know if that's going to be worth the upgrade, quite frankly. But it's fun to use. It is definitely fun to hit people in the face with a shark. You know, if you can couple that with pufferfish, you know, if you don't safety bubble first, if you couple that with pufferfish, you can do a sizable chunk of damage to people, especially if you've got your stuff talented. So Murky's got some other interesting talents. Let's look at some of the good ones we've got here. At level 1, he gets a bribe, which makes him good in any map. Obviously, that, you know, it's got some mercenaries that you can bribe. I'm going to keep mentioning Hanamura because it's a good target here. In order to actually activate it, you have to kill the minion with the pufferfish. So you can't just damage them. I'm going to refresh here. So you've got to actually get the killing blow with the pufferfish. So kind of what you're going to want to do, I don't know if I'm going to pull this off with Arthas. You're going to want to like kind of go in, hit the slime, drop the pufferfish, hit the slime again. If you time it right, they will all explode and you'll get all those stacks. So that's kind of like the best way to do it. It's tough. Excuse me. It's tough to get the timing down. I've also got toggle cooldowns off, so it's a little. The timing is going to be a little weird. Let me take off cooldowns. I can show you what I'm talking about here. Try one more time. Refresh. Murky, Murky, Murky. Come on, minions. Okay. So I'm going to go in here, hit him with the slime. I'm going to drop. Actually, I mistimed that. I dropped the pufferfish too soon. There we go, and there's an explosion. I did mistime that slightly. I kind of want to, because of the cooldown is 4 seconds, essentially you're going to want to like hit him with the slime, and you can throw your pufferfish down. You can hit him again. You got to play it by ear, but the idea is you'll be able to get all of these down with one pufferfish, and that'll be a whole bunch of stacks. And if you do it right, you can build it up actually pretty quickly. It's one of the reasons why Murky does well when he's kind of just messing around in a lane by himself. I find when I'm in a lane with other people, they don't necessarily, unless I explicitly mention, like, hey guys, I need to kill them with bribe. You know, if you're in a team environment, you can kind of mention it. If you're just, you know, queuing up in a quick match or something like that, they don't necessarily realize that you need to get the killing blow in order to build up your bribe stacks, and they unintentionally will kill things, you know, for you, which is, you know, I get what they're doing, but not always the best result in the long term. You've got two others here which are interesting. You've got Egg Hunt, and I'm going to take this just because of the way it looks. Egg Hunt allows you to place fake eggs. It's going to look like this. Look, I love that because that is just hysterical to me, that little icon. It's good. You can place fake eggs. When the egg gets killed, it actually hits them with slime. So they get, you know, if they hit it with, if they kill it in melee, I mean, if they're within range, it will matter. But if an enemy kills this egg in melee range, they're going to be slimed. When you spawn from the egg, you will get stealth for 5 seconds, which can be interesting as well. Just have like a stealth Murky come out of nowhere. You could place up to 3 of these fake eggs. There you go. It's going to look like that. If you place a 4th one, the first egg you placed will go away. So just something to keep in mind. You want to know what order that you placed your fake eggs in, if that's the way that you do it. Alternatively, you've got Fisheye, where the health on the egg is increased by 100%, and its sight radius is increased by 300%, and it can see stealth enemies. And passively, as you can see here, spawning from the egg will increase your mount speed by 45% for 5 seconds. So if you do get killed and you come out of the egg, you're going to get a little speed boost oomph out of it. You know, you click it. I mean, it's a bug. I shouldn't have these fake eggs up here because I didn't take the talent anymore, but that's because try mode. So it'll actually reveal any enemies in this area in its sight radius. So it's pretty big. So the advantage of this, you know, obviously the vision is really strong. It's got a very large sight radius. That can be good. Being able to reveal stealthers, it can be a big deal. You do have to be careful if you're far away from the egg. You know, even if a stealther... I find if a stealther is... Because you see it's got the reveal icon here. I find if a stealther is revealed by this, they kind of then realize they are somewhere within radius of your egg. And as long as they feel safe, they might take that upon themselves to go and hunt the egg down. So, you know, you kind of want to be careful with that. Level 4, we've got a couple good ones here. We've got Living the Dream. Every 15 seconds Murky is alive. He gains 5 spell power up to 15%. So this will, I mean, can I complete that all at once? I can. So he's going to get 15% spell power. It's going to look something like that. If I throw one of these pufferfish down here now, it does a whole bunch more damage. So that is pretty nice. So that is useful. Alternatively, you know, pufferfish gaining spell armor and more damage to slime targets. The armor is okay. I mean, the armor is okay. It does make it more likely that you're going to be able to knock the pufferfish, you know, keep it from getting blown up. Dealing the more damage to slime targets is pretty interesting.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
So let's go over here. Do one of these. You see, that does a lot of damage. That does a lot of damage. So that potentially, if you're going to land a lot of pufferfishes, if you think you can consistently hit that, it's pretty solid. 15-second cooldown, though, so you got to be careful with that. Also, you've got this one. Slime time is very good as well. Hits slime enemy heroes that are already slimed. After hitting 15, huge damage increase, 125% bonus. That's a really big deal. After sliming 30 heroes, the slime slow is increased to 30%. Really, like the 15 reward is actually really, really good. If you're gonna be running around and sliming stuff in the face, if you can land that consistently, that's a large chunk of damage for Murky. And since you're not worried about getting killed too much, you can kind of like dive in on the enemy team and just be, you know, a harasser and interrupt and do what you need to do there. Level 7, you can increase the slime radius by 30%. That's going to make it easier to hit, especially if you're going to go with slime time at level 4. Slippery when wet, move faster with during safety bubble.
Choose a talent.
So now I'm going to toggle safety bubble. I'm going to go like this. This makes you just an absolute nightmare to kill. You're going to go through, if you start getting hit, if you don't get stunned or something, you can just safety bubble out of there. Goodbye. 50% boost. Like, see you later, buddy. Pretty great. At 13, we talked about the ults. At 13, Rejuvenating Bubble, Safety Bubble will heal you. I mean, this is almost, between this and your mana regen, this is almost going to be a full heal within your Safety Bubble, so that's pretty nice. Fish Tank, basic attacks grant physical armor. You know, if you're fighting like heavy auto attack teams, this could be worth it. If you're going to be attacking them, you do have to hit them to trigger the block stacks. It's not automatic. Eggshell will grant you a See, here's where an interesting strategy. There's a one at 20 that we'll talk about in a second. You get Eggshell, you spawn from the egg. It will grant Murky a shield equal to 1,000 of his maximum health. This shield will last forever. It can't be refreshed unless you get killed, but it will last. It will last forever. And I just want you to look at this. And I've only got, you know, I only had like 1,700 health at level 20. But I want you to see what happens when I take this and then the level 20 talent that I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to get killed here. Actually, I'll leave it for a moment. So we've got Toxic Buildup. Every third basic attack on an enemy hero also causes slime to be cast. So if you're hitting people regularly, you do attack 1.25 per second. So it's fairly decent enough compared to most heroes. You have Fish Oil, potentially. Pufferfish will cast slime upon location. So if you combo that over here with this one, I mean, if the Pufferfish goes off and the enemies are here, it guarantees that you're going to get the slime hit, all that bonus damage. And Wrath of God. Heroes hit by Pufferfish take additional damage equal to 15% of their maximum health. Again, you've got to make sure that you can hit heroes with it. It is difficult to hit heroes with it. It's Telecraft ability, but if you can hit them, that is a ton of damage. Here we go at level 20. We kind of talked about the two ults. Reduced slime cooldown is pretty great. If you're going to be taking the slime talents, that's going to really kind of take things down from 4 to 2 seconds. Here's the one I was talking about, Big Tuna Kahuna. It increases your maximum health. Now here we go. Let's go back to level 20. Just so you can see what it's going to look like at 20. I'm just going to go through. I will take the shield, and I will take Big Tuna Kahuna. Okay, so here we go. I have got 3,000 health now at level 20, which is more than some heroes. I mean, I think Lei Ming had, what, 26, something like that at level 20? Not a whole lot. I'm gonna, just gonna eat this. Now, this is going to increase, it is going to increase the cooldown, or increase, I should say, the death timer to 16 seconds, which is a lot for Murky, but it's still much less than most heroes are going to get at level 20. And now, when you spawn, so now I've got, here we go, look at this. This is 3,200 health, plus a 3,200 shield. Now, the shield doesn't regen, but the health will. So you come out of the egg, and you're basically a tank. You have just tons and tons of damage, and you're a pain in the ass to get killed. You can kind of come in here. You can kind of play with Arthas. You can hit him with whatever you need to do, and if he starts attacking you, you can shield. You can hit yourself with the invulnerability. It's an interesting playstyle. It makes you very, very hard to kill, which is actually kind of the opposite of the Murky playstyle. But it could be useful if you're going, you're going to just dive in on people and do a very, melee heavy kind of centric play. So that's Murky in a nutshell. I haven't played him much since the rework. I used to play him a lot. I haven't played him a whole lot since the rework. I think he is still pretty fun. And good Murkies just harass the enemy team. They move all over the place. They're very annoying to kill. Like they don't allow themselves to get, even though they can die, they don't allow themselves to get killed needlessly. They're always just pushing things, throwing stuff down. Let's hop into a game. We'll see how it looks. We'll see how we can do. All right, we're gonna queue up over here. I love that skin, by the way. I don't know what that thing, he's like a Zerg he's hitting people with instead of a fish. I don't know. So we've got a Diablo, a Jaina, a Genji. Was that a Rexar I saw? I didn't see that fifth one there behind Diablo. It is a Rexar. Okay. So they have a Thrall, Val. So who do I have to watch out for as Murky? Thrall, I mean, all of these guys can pretty much kill me very quickly. So yes, everybody. Genji can dive in on me. Lei Ming can orb me and take me down. Vala can do a ton of damage. Gotta watch out for Thrall. If he gets close, he can root, and that can be trouble. A Nubarik can dive in. So all of these people are going to be a pain in my ass. in terms of being able to kill me very, very quickly, which is not so great. The good news is this is a 3-lane map, so I do have the ability to kind of hide off in a lane by myself and try to do some stuff. I'll probably go down bottom lane to start. I'm gonna take bribe, and I'm gonna try to farm up some bribe stacks. I think that's my plan. We do have Rexar as well, who's pretty good at taking Merc camps. So I think between us, I'm gonna start off with Fishy Deal. We will have some good wave clear, I think, between Rexar and myself. Jaina, damage might be a little bit of a problem. Definitely compared to them, it's going to be a problem. So that's what concerns me, is that they can, you know, they do have the opportunity to burst us down very quickly, especially with coupled with the Mrgllmglmglmgl, just to get the dive in there with the initial stuns, followed up by all that other DPS is going to be a thing. Alright, so I'm going to start off here. I'm going to place my egg here just to start. So there's an egg. It's in the bush, so it's hidden. They have to actually go into the bush. I do want to be careful here because there's going to be a tribute here eventually, and this will then be like kind of close to the front line. I'm going to hang out in the bush here. Already Diablo got exploded. You see, that's just like, that's what happens. They can dive in. There we go. Got most of those. I got 4 stacks out of that. That actually wasn't even ideal. Alright, so Genji's going to come down and play, and that's fine. Let him do his thing. I'm going to bubble out for a little bit. I mean, I could tag. I don't even have to actually tap this well. Look at just. I can just kind of stand here for a few seconds, get the health up. I'm going to come back over here. So Genji can play. Genji can come play. I'm not too concerned about that. See, he just missed his. There we go. Now I've got 7 stacks. I still missed that. I've not been ideal with landing my pufferfish. Hello, friend. There you go. See, he missed the dive, and he got slowed down because of the slime, and he got killed. So thanks, Genji. Good job. I appreciate that. He will be back soon, though, and he'll be mad. So already, siege damage way more than the enemy team. Just gonna try and hit all the things once. Slime him again. This is going to blow up. There we go. That's the way to do it. Now I almost got everything. So there's a stack of bribe. It takes 8 to complete a stack. I'm just going to walk over there and drop one of those. I'm actually going to drop one of these while I'm at it, because that's going to live through it all. Oh, there's Genji again. I got to figure out what I want to take here at level 4. Interesting. I'm gonna go slime time. I didn't grab the globe, which is bad. Let's see if I can bait him into this again. He wisely doesn't dive. He learned his lesson.
Gather tribute.
So that tribute is over here. I'm gonna want to move my egg just for the sake of this. I don't like the fact that my egg is right there. I'm going to pop it here for a moment, because those bushes are a great place for enemies to hide. They're going to be able to see that. I want to be careful. I don't want any residual, just like people walking through there and getting hit. Nah, drop a pufferfish in there, slow down a Mrgllmglmgl a little bit. And I got killed. Okay. Yeah, that's all that damage. I mean, that's all the damage that I'm talking about that they have. It's very, very deadly. We just got our butt kicked right there, and there goes Jaina. She gets followed off on. I was too busy looking at the screen, not paying attention. Look, hey, I'm back. I respawned. So I gotta watch out. We got 2 people on the bottom. A Mrgllmglmgl ate that, which was great, I guess. There's a stack. Genji is going to get the kill. No, he's not. He's going to shield, unfortunately. That was close. We chased him away. Almost got a kill out of that.
I grow tired of your petty squabbling.
I'm just going to hang out here for a moment. I'm going to let these minions come closer to the middle before I come back out. There we go. Genji's going to follow up. I've got the orb. That tribute is way over here. I'm going to come up for the slime radius, actually, based on what I'm doing. There he goes. This is me. I'm just going to try to zone them out. Do what I can. Now, the more... I actually hit my safety bubble by mistake. There's a couple of kills, though, and we got that tribute. We may even get Li Ming. I will let them track them down. I'm going to go back to my bottom. We do pick off Ming. Very good. See, I can afford to kind of jump into the fray and cause a little havoc. I don't need to worry about necessarily about getting killed. There we go. There's some stacks. Now I got 3 stacks. If I get my 4th stack, I'm then going to go and play with those mercs here on bottom. In the meantime, I'm going to play with this wall, and I'm just going to push hard for a while. See? He's got to bail out of that. He's going to get hit. I'm going to run away. He's probably going to pick me off. He can dive in on me if he wants to, and he does. He takes another stack of... He misses. He actually doesn't get me. So that was fortunate. So I got 6 stacks of my slime already built up. Thank you, Mrgllrmglmglmgl. See, he took down their healing well.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
He's going to get me that time. Yeah, that's for sure. Got me with the... Nope, doesn't get me. Alright. I'm going to let Mrgllrmglmgl stay over there. I'm going to take Octograb. I think our team could use the extra CC. I do have to be careful. These guys hit really hard for a Murky. Our team is doing fairly well without me, though, so that's very nice. As I say that, and we get hit. We do get the tribute, which is nice to see. I'm just going to keep pushing under. One of the reasons I'm pushing bottom as well, it's the furthest one out. It gives me the longest kind of range. No boss. Boss bad. Boss bad. I say boss bad because they're all alive. Dodge that. Oops. Just get some stacks here. You guys, I don't like this boss call. Like, I really don't like this boss call. This is a not good... I'm going to get killed here, but that's fine. There I go. I don't like this boss call at all. They're entirely too close. Like, they are entirely too close. This is super duper risky. I'm going to try and just distract the hell out of them now, is what my plan is.
The choice is simple.
Whoops, I ate that. I mistimed that. I was supposed to octograb him into the orb, into the puffer fish, and I actually messed that up. We did get the boss. They were thankfully very oblivious to all of that was going on. We got the mercs as well. What I was trying to say, the reason that I was focusing on the bottom was just because of this boss, because this boss is going to come down this lane, so I wanted to be able to take that as much as possible. Getting killed a little too much for my liking. Gonna come over here. Gonna reposition my egg back into this spot. Now we did get the keep. or the fort, I should say. Let's use the right phrase here. I do have my bribe stacks up. We're gonna push down this tower. We're gonna go see if we can bribe something. Maybe we can bribe their siege giants.
The choice is simple.
We all just got killed. That was awful. I wish I saw what happened. There's 0% chance I'm going to be able to get to that. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Here, you guys can have fun with that. Yeah, we were quite out of position to get that. That was a very unfortunate spawn. And on top of it being a very unfortunate spawn, we all got killed, it looks like, before this thing even started, which made it very, very hard to go get there. So I got Thrall over here. He's dealing with the siege giants that I just stole. Diablo looks like he's going to go blow that up. I'm going to come up here. I'm a little out of position. My egg is way below. That's going to get him killed. Alright. I was originally going to go for the Vala, but I saw the Genji was caught out of position, so we'll get the Genji instead. Good follow-up from the team.
We must retreat.
I'm going to wait. Should have a minion wave coming up here soon? There, whoop, there's Vala. Watch out for that.
My curse subsides.
You got 10 on that. I would love to get that to 15. We're just going to kill you. Alright, now I've got my 4 stacks of bribe up. So I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to take this Merc camp. All in one shot. There we go. Because we should have another tribute spawning relatively soon. Somebody got picked off. That's unfortunate. Oh, hello. Jaina is just habitually like a second or two behind all of the action that is going on, unfortunately. I'm gonna mute everybody. I don't want to. They're all wrong. They're all wrong, but they're like just like a second behind wherever the action is. Also, I didn't even mean to hit slime first. I killed everything before I got stacks. That's too bad.
I grow tired of your petty.
Let's see where this tribute is. This tribute would be nice because it would give us.
My favor.
They got their boss. And I'm close enough, I can come out of here. There we go. Oh, I mistimed that mechanically. They're all chasing off over here. They just, oh man. So what happened was they saw me come out of the egg. That was an awful misplay on my part. So the egg was right here. Partly on my part. The egg was over here. They saw me come straight out of the egg, so one, they knew exactly where they were. I mistimed that mechanically. I went to go hit pufferfish, and I went to go hit slime, pufferfish, and then octograb. Instead, I went slime, safety bubble. So then I ended up octograbbing without hitting the pufferfish, which was meant it was pretty much friggin' useless. Plus, they saw me, they killed the egg, so I was in trouble. Meanwhile, our team was just off chasing everybody way over here, completely ignoring the fact that we had 2 people low and one was octograbbed. So, that's a little bit too bad. Meantime, we've got a boss that's over here that's going to get a keep. We may still somehow actually get this. I gotta be careful. I don't even have an egg. We're going to lose it. Rexar has got to bail out. Oh. That's a really shitty idea. Like, I don't think they're there. I don't think they're there. There was 2 people right in mid. I'm gonna go over there and check it out, just to be sure. Because I'm Murky and I can do Murky things. And yeah, I'm gonna run away. This is a terrible idea. I am not helping them. This is an awful idea, and they're all going to get killed. I'm gonna just work on some block stacks. Or some bribe stacks, excuse me.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
13. So now we're off killing the boss. We're not going to get the tribute. This is... I don't understand this game. This is like, let's do the worst possible thing, and then it works, and they get rewarded for it. We're not going to get this at all. Yeah, I just missed that. The only advantage out of that is that we got the boss first. That's really the only good thing that came out of that. There we go. Come on, team. Come on, team.
Gather tribute or face my curse.
Had no follow-up there. Actually got the pufferfish on him there. Had no follow-up, unfortunately. That is what happens. I did lower him though. Hopefully that'll be able to get him down. And that is a tribute for them.
Upon you.
I'm just gonna go that. That's game. Yep. So let's talk about that game. I'm gonna wait till he ends. I'm gonna rant a little bit.
MVP.
Looks like Vala gets the MVP. I don't even know who to vote for here. Sure. Even though, I mean, that was all he needed to do. All Mrgllmglmglmgl needed to do was just dive in, and that was probably game for them based on the comp. So we were definitely out-comped, for sure. Unfortunately, I mean, that's Quickmatch, so that does happen. I don't think our team made good calls about some things. I got a loot chest. Thanks, I guess. Alright, I don't think our team made good calls. You know, lots of siege damage, that's really kind of what I was going for. That's what Murky does. He gets lots of siege damage. He gets, you know, the XP because he's kind of pushing. I think now the disadvantage of that is, you know, you're kind of down a body when that happens. You know, they were definitely down 4v5 in a lot of that. Some of that was on their own volition. I mean, I don't like either of the boss calls that the team made. I don't. The reason being, the first one, like, the entire enemy team was alive, and they were, like, 5 feet away. And they were just, they got lucky. They were absolutely asking to get picked off. When I saw that they made that call, I just kind of went down there, and I was like, I'm going to let them do boss. I'm going to try and harass them as much as possible. So, if they're playing with me, and I die, that's no big deal. But then that means they're not getting the boss, or not harassing our team getting the boss. That I thought was just a crazy boss call. Then the second boss call, equally just not great. As it turned out, it was a questionable call as it was. We did get the boss, but it was compounded by the worst decision of then going all the way across the map to go contest the tribute. So here's why I think that was a bad decision. For the following reasons. One, it wouldn't have given them a curse. That was only, you know, they had just gotten off a curse, so they would have only got their first tribute. By the time that we finished the boss, that tribute had already spawned. The enemy team was already there. We were coming into their set position. Like, they were already set up and ready to defend. There was like a 0.0% chance that we were going to be able to interrupt that, and, like, you know, to interrupt that and then steal it. You know, I kind of went in, I was a little hesitant. I might have been able to interrupt it for a half second had I gone in sooner and I probably would have gotten killed right afterwards. But we wouldn't have gotten that tribute. Like, they would have, you know, as it turns out, the team ran in and got absolutely obliterated. That's one you just leave. You just let it go. You know, you made the call to get the boss. The timing worked out for you in that case. The timing did work out. Let it go. Go push something. Let them go and get the tribute, which will only give them one tribute, 1 out of 3. We still needed one for our curse. Let them get the one and go work with the boss. Or go grab another Merc camp, or go push down the middle. The middle fort was still standing. Like, go do that. They weren't, I say they, but we, it was my team too, we weren't going to get that tribute. There was no way, so just let it go. And that turned out, that was kind of where everything really went downhill, I think. They got the tribute, we all got killed, like, the team wiped. So, okay, so now, what happens when the team wipes? Like, I come back, I respawn right away because I'm Murky, but my team's down, and now they have absolute full map control. They can do whatever it is that they want, and because of that, me as a Murky is limited on what that I can do, because everywhere I go, I'm having to face 1 or 2 people, and, you know, it's tough. You know, you can harass people a lot, and you can kind of throw yourself at the enemy team, but there is only so much that you can do. For my, you know, I didn't play mechanically very well. I definitely was hitting safety bubble prematurely when I meant to go hit. When I went to go hit pufferfish, excuse me, I'm kind of blanking out there. Meant to hit pufferfish, was hitting safety bubble too much, misplayed that. You know, team didn't follow up on the octograbs. You know, there was the one where they walked off and we had an octograb. I don't know. I mean, maybe March of the Murlocs would have been better, but I don't think the team was staying alive long enough for it to make a difference. It was a very difficult comp. You know, we didn't have a lot of CC after Diablo. You know, Genji tends to be more opportunistic. If Jaina blows her cooldowns and either misses or you know, fires everything off and doesn't get any kills, what have you got? Vala will tear you up, Lei Ming will tear you up, a Mrgllmglmgl is just going to go throw stuns in your way. It was a very difficult composition to play against. I think it was compounded by the calls that we made. They just weren't good calls. So, you know, we got outplayed. We definitely got outplayed. You know, and it's quick match, so it happens. So that's Murky. It was unfortunately not the best game to showcase kind of the extreme push that Murky is able to accomplish. I didn't get the opportunity to push forward as much as I would have liked. Maybe I should have gone down that, you know, maybe I should have put more pressure on that bottom lane and just said F off and let the team deal with it. And kind of just distracted them. I'm not sure. I'm not the best Murky player in the world. But it does give you an idea of what you can do. So that's Murky in a nutshell. Let's go over the talents. Almost forgot about that. So we went bribe level 1. I went a fishy deal. Maximum 32 stacks. I got that a couple of times. I mistimed a few pufferfishes into, you know, my talents were all over the place. I don't think this is a very good talent build, quite frankly. Level 4, I went slime time, slime enemy. The reason I went slime time, my thought process here was we don't have damage. Let's try and do as much damage as possible. I only got this to like 19, I think. I didn't actually see how far it was across when we ended. I think I was at 19, so I got the extra bonus damage, which worked out a little bit, but I certainly didn't finish the quest, which doesn't make too much of a difference. The 15 is what you're going for more than anything. At 7, Black Lagoon increases slime's radius by 30%. Just trying to synergize here, get more slime, trying to do much damage as possible. Octograb at level 10. You know, that was questionable. Diablo and Lightning Breath. You know how much I don't like Lightning Breath. You know, I mean, the rest of his build was solid. I'm not sure about Devastating Charge either. Yeah. I'm not a fan of Lightning Breath. We could have used Apocalypse for the CC. You know, Misha has a stun. Diablo's got his stuns. Jaina's got the slow, but I think we needed more CC. We need to be more coordinated. You know, if we get a stun on Vala and focus her, she blows up. You know, without any heals. But we didn't have the follow up to do that. Level 13, Rejuvenating Bubble. Safety Bubble restores 40% of Murky's maximum health. I don't know about that one either. I mean, it's not the worst call in the world. I'm not too sure how it worked out based on what I took. I'm happy. 16 fish oil, pufferfish cast slime its location, and then at 20 I went making inky, which I probably should have gone big tuna kahuna, but reduces the cooldown of slime from 4 to 2. Looking back at this, I'm not terribly upset actually. I'm not super upset. Now that I think about it, I really am not. You know, maybe fish tank at level 4, but I mean, really all the auto attack damage is going to come from Vala. You know, this is spell damage. Genji, most of this is going to be ability damage. Thrall's mostly ability damage. It's just one of the. I'm fine with the build now that I think about it. Maybe at 20 I should have gone big tuna kahuna just for the sake of it, but that's fine. Not a big deal. That's Mrgllmglmglmgl in a nutshell. I will post the build up on Heroes Hearth as I usually do. As always, my name is Conman. I'm going to try and play again and get a win for a change. I've just had a string of bad luck. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I appreciate it if you lasted this long. What we got next? I think we're out of the M's, right? Yeah, we're in a Nazebo. Fantastic. Another specialist. Alright, cool. I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.